What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Basketball, this week presented by District of Buckets. First things first, if you won your game last week, comment down below, GG, easy dubs, love to see it. If you lost your game last week, you're going to want to stick around for this episode. So if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, comment down below with any questions you have regarding basketball. We love to talk to our people. So let's roll the tape and get right into it.
Let's go.
All right, I'll start. To start the buy low, we got Mike Conley. Mike Conley's coming off an injury, welcoming himself back to Utah. And this is going to play into the next talking point I have, but Mike Conley is a guy that when he's on the court, he has great production. He feels like he kind of got snubbed this year from the All-Star selection. But that's a guy that you're going to want on your team. So if you were brave enough to hold out on him and keep him stuck in that injury reserve spot during his 10-day absence, he's going to perform well for you. And if you don't have him on your team and you're looking for a buy low candidate, Mike Conley is a great option. I'll go with another buy low candidate right after that I wasn't going to talk about initially, but I'm going to talk about now. Christian Wood. You may think, how in the hell can Christian Wood be a buy low candidate putting up the numbers that he put up before his injury? Well, I'll tell you why. Boogie is not staying in Houston. And that leaves a lot of opportunity for Christian Wood. If Victor Oladipo continues to be injured, if John Wall is going to sit back-to-backs, then who's going to score other than Jayshawn Tate? It's Christian Wood. Christian Wood has been so good. He's actually nearing a return. He posted on his Instagram that he could come back before the All-Star break. I don't expect it to happen. But after the All-Star break, he's going to be healthy and ready to go. So I'm taking Christian Wood as maybe even a better buy low candidate than Mike Conley. Sell high candidates. Boogie, he's getting moved. He's getting out of Houston. So you're going to want to sell him high. We don't know where he's going to go. Maybe back to LA. That'd be kind of cool. But there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding DeMarcus Cousins right now. Another center that is facing a lot of uncertainty, Andre Drummond. He's currently sitting right now for the Cavs, and nobody knows where he's really going to go. There's a chance he might go to Toronto. If he does that, you'll see a significant decrease in minutes. And then there's a chance he goes to Boston. As a Boston fan, I don't really want Andre Drummond. He does really well in fantasy categories, but he does not contribute to wins on a basketball team. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about fantasy production. And the Celtics have a lot of centers. Daniel Tice, Robert Williams, Tristan Thompson. I don't expect him to continue to see the minutes he was seeing as a starter for the Cavs when he was playing. So I'm selling Andre Drummond high as well. And then my last sell high candidate, Jordan Clarkson. So Jordan Clarkson is potential sixth man of the year, likely sixth man of the year, but Conley is coming back, which means Clarkson's production is going to decrease, his opportunity is going to decrease, and that makes him a beautiful sell high candidate because he just came off of a career high.
Yeah, it's an absolute heater last couple of weeks too, just unstoppable.
Yeah, so look to move Jordan Clarkson now while you can before he starts to see a decrease in minutes. I'm not saying that it's going to be a lot, but he's definitely a guy that you can get some return out of. So sell high, Boogie, Andre Drummond, Jordan Clarkson. Carl, who are your buy low and sell high candidates?
All right, buy low is a guy who still got this is kind of a reevaluation for his injury, and he will probably be out at least through the All-Star break. But I'm saying CJ McCollum, if you can stash him for enough time. So we've seen the benefits of Gary Trent Jr. stepping in to that role with CJ out. And, as much as I love his game, and he's shooting lights out, when CJ comes back and CJ comes back healthy, his spot again. And he's that much better of a player on a team that, really proven that they found a way to win, but they need someone alongside Dame Lillard that, attracts more that, just more of that pressure. They need him. And so the second he comes back, it's going to be, when he comes back healthy, like CJ McCollum will get right back to producing the way we know CJ McCollum will. And I'm saying right now is going to be the cheapest time to get him because you still have a little ways to wait for him to get healthy. Like if it's on the back end of him getting healthy, it's going to be hard, to have someone who sat through and held him for this long to really want to give up on him. But right now it's like you haven't seen him play in a while. You still got a little ways to go. This is the time to snipe him from somebody else. And you snipe him from somebody else, like you're getting a really productive player at the lowest value I think he'll have probably all year, and also during this entire injury process, depending on how he looks when he gets reevaluated. But they said post All-Star break. And if you have to have either the IR spot or the bench spots to be able to hold him. But if you do, that's a move I'd make just to prepare yourself for the next part of your fantasy season. So that's my one buy low, just because I really felt that I really needed to, really emphasize the importance of potentially grabbing CJ McCollum. And then for sell high, one name that people aren't going to love me to hear again, I actually had him on sell high earlier because, he's kind of been pretty volatile with his performances, is Scary Terry Rozier. Yes, I understand he's playing well. Yes, but the reason I say sell high is because you had Devontae Graham, who's been dealing with some issues, and a lot of what he's done over the past week or so that we've all loved, and it's amazing to see, is kind of it's just kind of a little bit outside of his normal production, and just a little too much to the point where I think, it's if you can maybe trade him for someone like a superstar, or like maybe if I try to make a deal, he's a name that I would definitely bring up if I have him on my roster, because he tends to have like just random spurts of greatness in his seasons, and like you don't really know when that's going to win or lose you a matchup when you can go out and get someone who's producing around that level, like even through trade or whatever, is producing at that level more consistently. And that's the reason why I have him on sell high. And then my second sell high is Kendrick Nunn from Miami Heat. Kendrick Nunn is getting it together this year. He's finally playing a bit like the Kendrick Nunn that we thought he would be at this point. But he's also a guy that minutes-wise, it's unrealistic for him to keep up this streak he's been on because Goran Dragic is coming back. And Tyler and I talked before the show, and it said when Dragic comes back, generally Nunn's minutes just get evaporated, just almost instantly. So he's going to instantly have less opportunity to do what he does. It's nothing about ability, but it's all about opportunity, and that's why I think you should sell him up.
Yeah. I actually wanted to go back to Terry Rozier. Yeah. He's doing the same thing he did when he first became a big name, when he first earned the term Scary Terry. When he became a household name for basketball fans, the Celtics were without Kyrie, and he pounced on that opportunity, and he became a cold-blooded killer on the basketball court, and he puts the ball in the basket. It doesn't matter if you're in his face or not. And he's doing the exact same thing right now for the Hornets. He is getting more opportunity than he normally does with Devontae Graham being out, and he's capitalizing on it. But it doesn't last. And that was proven when the Hornets signed him the first year. He got a bag, and they were expecting him to be the guy that they could rely on and turn their franchise around, and he wasn't that guy because he still needs help. But he's in this position right now as a sell high candidate because of this opportunity that he's been given, and he's been hitting game winners, and he takes the ball and he'll take the last shot. He'll ISO somebody when the shot clock is running down. He can be that dude. He just can't be that dude all season long. And so that makes him a perfect sell high candidate. He's getting an uptick in minutes. I forgot what you said earlier, but he's getting like 7 more minutes per game or something like that.
Actually, let me pull it up real quick. He's getting. He is getting. Let's see. He's averaging 33.5 for the season, and in the last week, it's at 39.5.
So he's getting a lot more minutes per game, and like I said, a lot more opportunity. So perfect sell high candidate. If you have him on your team, look to move him and get something in return out of him while you can. You want to talk about standout performances last week?
Oh, yeah. You already know where I'm going first, though.
Send it.
You already know. All right, so standout performances last week. I got to shout out Davis Bertans, the Latvian laser, for setting a career high, 9 threes, getting out of his slumps and shooting pretty well. I mean, last game was but he's out of the slump now. I believe it, and just want to shout him out because it's he's the key to the Wizards turning around. As if he's hitting shots, makes the game a lot easier for everybody else. I'd say any other shout outs I'd have. Honestly, I'm keeping it Wizards. Rui Hachimura, who also is my waiver wire pickup, is also my shout out because he is rising to the challenge on defense, and that's where the Wizards have turned their season around so far. Is on the defensive end, because at first, no matter what, you'd see games where 146, 145 every other game, and you're just like, you got to see when something's happening, when something's going to change. But Rui Hachimura has been a big reason why they've been able to actually lock up. They've given him more responsibility, and he's taken it, and he's just doing a great job. I don't know if he's ever going to see this, but shout out to you, Rui.
Man, you Wizards fans win 4 games in a row for the first time in 3 years.
Yeah.
Now you only want to talk about Wizards, guys.
Yeah.
I guess I'm like the opposite right now. The Celtics lose to the 3 worst teams in all of basketball, and I don't even want to say their name anymore. We miss you, Marcus Smart. We miss you, man. You're the heart and soul.
He is the glue.
He is the glue guy. All right. Well, you got anything else you got to say, man?
Not really. Just wanted to thank everyone who's watching the show. I mean, we've grown quite a bit in the past couple months since we started this thing. Please comment, let us know how you're doing in your fantasy teams. Still check out the blog, the Twitter, for District of Buckets, to try to stay connected. Again, my number one thing is talking basketball. It's more than just fantasy. So, any aspect of the game, any level of the game, that's really what District of Buckets is all about. And that's really all I got to say.
Yeah, definitely comment below any content that you'd like to see from us. We're open to suggestions, man. We want to make this a long-term thing. So thanks to everybody that has been sticking around with us to start us off. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And if you're here already, we really appreciate you. So if you aren't subscribed, like 80% of you are, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to keep you around. Like the video, comment down below, anything, doesn't matter. We'd love to help you guys win your fantasy basketball season. So that's going to do it for this week, man. It's going to be a quick one. We're changing up the format a little bit. Let us know any suggestions, but we're trying to make it more concise for you guys, more strategical, talking more strategy, so that way you can win your week and less of like the kind of frivolous stuff, injury reports, standout performances. But yeah, we're doing it for you guys, so just let us know. This has been another edition of Fantasy Basketball This Week, presented by District of Buckets. Peace.